Hey everyone, Matt Wincherly here. And today I'm going to present solutions to the biggest concerns facing home sellers today. As many of you know, especially those who are looking to buy or sell a home, the real estate market is booming right now. It's a great time to be a seller and a very competitive time to be a buyer. However, it's also a good time to be a buyer due to low interest rates and the purchasing power that you can have if you buy a home now, as opposed to waiting until interest rates rise. One of the biggest issues in today's real estate market is low inventory. And that's partially due to the many people who want to sell their homes now, but they don't know where they're going to go next. They have to sell their current home because it's in order to buy their next home, they need those funds. And although they're confident that their house is going to sell quickly, once it does, they're nervous about and asking themselves questions such as, but then what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? There's no inventory and nothing to buy. So what will your biggest concerns be? Probably one, being homeless, and two, being forced to buy something that you don't really love. So I understand where you're coming from, and there are a lot of sellers who are sitting on the sidelines waiting to sell their homes and thinking the same thing. However, you have several options. In this market, the seller is the one in the transaction who has the power. And although you don't know where you're going to go to next, you are currently a seller. And the power that comes with being a seller gives you options as a buyer. Now let me explain, presenting three options. Number one, the sale and lease back. This is where you sell your home and then rent it back from the buyer for, say, 2 to 3 months. Therefore, since a typical transaction takes about 6 weeks, you'll have about 5 months to find a home, and we can certainly find a home for you in 5 months. Since some buyers are willing to do whatever it takes to get their offer accepted, they might even let you rent back the home for free for a couple of months because a typical mortgage payment isn't due until the second month or so that someone buys a home. The second option is a delayed closing. As I mentioned, a typical transaction these days takes about 6 weeks or so, but buyers might be willing to wait 12 or more weeks to close to make their offer more appealing, therefore allowing you an extra month or two to search for a new home. The third option is what we call a suitable housing contingency, or making the sale of your home subject to you finding a new home. This means that if you as a seller are not able to secure a new property prior to or shortly after the closing, then you can cancel the transaction entirely. There are also financing options that sellers can look into when wanting to buy a new home, but these three options that I just described are the most common and the best ways for sellers to be able to purchase a new home in this type of real estate market without worrying about where they're going to go to next. So if you or someone that you know are looking to sell your home and buy a new one, please reach out to me, as I'd love to speak with you and explain these options in more detail. Be in touch, and thanks for watching.